connecting with that part of you that you already know that's amazing, making more space for that awesomeness. Enter this sacred space inside of you, entering the awesomeness inside yourself. If you're brand new to the temple, just come in, point at a cushion, pull the trigger. Awesome. And as we're walking in, let's all take slower, deeper, more intentional breaths.
Some people are hovering in the air.
Their avatars will adjust as we come in.
We're levitating.
Welcome, everybody. To those of you who are already meditative and bowing, deeply respect that you are bringing your most peaceful self, drawing everyone else into that peace. All right, let me bring the camera back to me. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm not one for old traditions, but I guess this year I've been all swept up in the New Year thing, so I decided to make today's experience to be about envisaging this year. You know, there's this tradition of New Year's resolutions. Some people have some ways of setting New Year's resolutions that are really effective, but a lot of people, they'll say a couple of things and then 2 days later they forgot about it. So I'm not going to make any promises about this session, but what I want to do is make some space for you to envisage this year and encourage you that you will keep meditating on that. Each day or each week you'll spend some time to feel your best self. Remember the year that you want to create, and the more time you spend in that, the more amazing you will feel. Let me just get the live stream floating over here so that everyone out there on the live stream, I can see you chatting there as well. Hey, all of you, great to have you all here. Please write in on the chat so I can feel you even more present with us. And everyone here in the temple, I'm honored that you're here spending time with us. And thanks so much for being here. So, I just wanted to talk about what I was just saying. You know, setting New Year's resolutions and then forgetting about them doesn't have much effect. Every now and then someone will do that, and it might trigger off a thought pattern that might help them through the year, but often it just comes and goes. Just like a lot of other positive intentions people have. Oh, I wish I was calmer, or I wish that I'd fixed anxiety. I want to work out this month. Like, just having this thought come and go, it doesn't really help. So learning the actual engineering, the art form of how to hold your attention, hold your feelings into positive intentions and grow them, that is where the power is when it comes to retraining ourselves, elevating our state, practicing new ways of being. So my intention for today is I hope to make a space where you'll imagine this upcoming year and see some goals, some habits, some emotions you want to practice, that you want to cultivate, some goals you want to achieve. And I also hope to inspire you and train you into regularly giving yourself a few minutes to revisit them, to just keep connecting with that part of you, that envisaging of the year that you want to create. How does that sound, everybody? All right, we get some waves.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thanks. Those of you who are waving and love hearting in the temple, I love to also hear your voice. Those of you on the live stream, everybody's waving and excited.
Wonderful.
Thanks, everybody. Awesome. All right, let's get to being more awesome. Just set up my camera situation. Excellent. All right, we just had a whole bunch more people join the live stream. Good to have you here. I was just starting with our positive intention that today is about envisaging the year to come and making some space for your most awesome creativity, inspiration, and also for you to inspire yourself that, it's not just this one workshop you do now at the start of the year. I hope every day you give yourself a few minutes to revisit what you do here in this session. You give yourself a few minutes to feel your best self, a few minutes of peace, making space for your most awesome you to shine. So that's my intention for today. But I also want to set a bigger intention. I don't want to just help your year. I want to help you be more empowered whenever you think about yourself. I want you to be the artist of your own life, the designer of your own feelings. I want you to feel awesome when you think about some new positive habit. I want you to feel inspired that you can make it happen. Or if there's something you've been struggling with, I want you to have this deeper peace that's more easily available to you, so that you can let go of the things that don't serve you and make space for things that are better. But even bigger than that, I don't want to just empower you. As you go through your life more empowered, I hope that you will then speak to people in a way that empowers them, that gives them insights into the thoughts they're imposing on themselves, and empowers them to practice awesome feelings and thoughts. And even bigger than that, if all of us were doing that, if all of us were empowering each other, living our best life, we'll be making a beautiful world. So that's my intention for today. I just want to give you a few breaths to tune into what your intention is today, or maybe even make your intention a little bigger. Add some beauty and some greater purpose to why we're here. Awesome. Well, it's great to have you all here. And I'm tempted to jump into our opening meditation in just a minute. Those of you out on the live stream, I'd love you to say hi, just so I know who's here with me, or maybe some of you have made some special requests and I can emphasize those requests in today's session. One discussion I was having with a regular this week, they were talking about anxiety. And I just wanted to talk about that. A lot of people, one of the big hindrances in their life, whether it's like feeling anxious, or perhaps they're just, when they go to do things, instead of envisaging the best way they could do it, they're like nervous. They envisage themselves not doing it as well. And if you think about your mind or your consciousness, your body as this awesome super robot, when you're prepping yourself with anxiety, then that's how you're going to feel. Or if you're going to go play sport and a lot of your thoughts are worried that you'll mess up, then you're probably going to mess up. Or if you're going to a party and you're worried you won't know what to say, and then that's going to be how you feel. And some of you might be like, Fraser, why are you saying all this negative stuff? This is meant to be a full positive place. And I agree with you. I want to just hold our attention on creating awesome. But I said that other stuff so that some of you be like, oh yeah, I do actually prime myself to be like that. Or maybe you didn't even know you were priming yourself to be like that. Maybe you did really believe, I'm not that good at sport, or parties are hard, or I get anxious in different scenarios. But I want to give you the perspective that maybe you're having those experiences just out of habit of mind. One of our other regulars came and played some sport with us this week. And on the way there, they were saying, I move my body well, I'm confident. And we played ultimate frisbee. And I saw them doing more awesome throws, like massively more awesome than I've ever seen them do before. But on the way there, they were like priming that, pumping it up. And then they were just ready. Their brain was ready. Their body was ready to go and be awesome. And so to those of you that I was talking about anxiety, I want you to think about what would it be like if you're really rigorous with yourself. On your way to any situation, you primed yourself with calm. You just imagined, I'm an ocean of calm. I'm going to keep filling that ocean of calm bigger and bigger. Then it's bigger than any of that other anxiety. If I see any anxious thoughts, I'm just going to interrupt them. I come back to my breath, come back to my freedom. I remember feeling so peaceful. And I guarantee if you train yourself into an ocean of tranquility every day, and you spend time just making that tranquility more and more amazing, if you just stayed in awesome tranquility for a month, just intentionally meditating on it, 10 or 20 minutes every day, at the end of that month, you're going to be just riding that wave of tranquility, probably for years to come. And then if some anxiousness comes back at some point, you'll be able to retrain it. Or maybe you'll just get more and more blissfully enlightened forever. So, coming to a class here and there, I hope that some of it rubs off on you. But really, what I hope for all of you is if there are things you see that are positive here or anywhere, so you decide to practice them. You decide to spend time every day to make it amazing. So if peace is the thing you want to do, dedicate. Hey, how valuable would it be to change my life that I have just flushed anxiety down the toilet and I ride a wave of peace and calm? Or whatever else is going on in your life. How awesome would it be to quickly and powerfully make yourself happier, more confident, better at sport, have a better memory, feel empowered, believe you meditate deeply, feel compassion, whatever it is you want to transform in your life. I want to inspire you that you give it time every day, 5, 10, 20 minutes, to really deeply feel it as much as possible. And if the idea of being an ocean of calm is too far out when you think of yourself as someone who has a lot of anxiety, still try it. And if you just let your body relax, great. And then the next day you let your body relax a bit more, great. And then a week in, you're like, oh wow, I can imagine being an ocean of peace. And then you're doing that every day, and another week later, you're like, wow, I didn't know this level of ease and peace was even possible. Whether it's peace we're talking about, or compassion, or confidence, or sports skills, or math skills, or whatever you're talking about, whatever you're thinking about, my intention today is to inspire every one of you to get excited to explore how awesome would it be to meditate on it every day, 5, 10, 20 minutes. Can I see a fist pump, or hear a yeah, or a bow of deep enlightenment awesomeness? Yes. Great, everybody. Father Fahrenheit said hi. Great to have you here out in the live stream, whoever you are. And cool. Good to see the temple have filled out. Can we just give everybody out there a wave? Awesome. Thanks for being here, everyone. So I'm feeling like it's almost time to dive into our opening meditation. Does anyone have any questions or comments about what I just opened with?
How long have you hosted these?
They began at the start of the pandemic, so 3 and a bit years. That's here in the VR temple. I've been running these sessions for over 20 years.
Wow.
Thanks for asking. You got a follow-up question?
Did you build this temple yourself, or this was already here?
Great question. So let me turn on the logo.
Oh, wow.
Someone who set up this movement built the temple and set up a set of routines, and he was running it for about a year or so, and then invited in some other teachers, and then he got taken away to other stuff, and then most of the teachers have kind of taken on their own style, and he's not around as much. He often says he'll come back and be running things again, but unsure if he will. Also, my ideal approach is to be entirely secular. I like to call this being at the back of the room just any enlightened being, the strength, power inside all of us. But I can see a lot of people see it's Buddhist, and the name of the world is kind of Buddhist. So my ideal really is mental training that's for everyone. And some people will say Buddhism is just a philosophy that's helpful for everybody, but it certainly is a religion to some and carries with it a lot of implied beliefs for many, which is it's not really what I'm about. But here we are. This is the situation right now. And yeah, we have been talking about building new temples to match different focuses, different connotations. So maybe 2024 will be the year that happens. Thanks for the questions. Anybody else? All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to guide this meditation, and I hope it'll take us to this place of purpose and inspiration, and I hope that it will create a space for you to imagine who you want to become this year and what you want to achieve. Often with meditation, it's like a work of art or jamming in music. They sometimes have a life of their own. So let's take this as awesomely as possible. Pops, was that a question or are you just stretching?
No, sorry, I just had to deal with something. I was away for 10 minutes. I'm back now.
All right, well, how about we all just begin with a stretch? I've been really aware lately the connection between body and mind. Like if you work out before meditating, your meditation can just be so much more like pumped up. The peace can be more awesome, but the focus can be more powerful. So yeah, maybe wiggle your fingers, shake your arms, wiggle your hips. As you're shaking your hips and your spine, think about getting your body into a nice posture, like you're getting your legs ready to be lined up to be really nice for meditation. Today I'm feeling my feet flat on the ground. Sometimes I like to have my feet legs crossed. If you're on a cushion, you're going to just adjust your hips. Maybe have your knees down below your hips. And I'm going to take us through our posture and a body scan as a way to take ourselves into meditation. I just closed my eyes. So at some point during the body scan, when you feel like closing your eyes, that's great. So yeah, feeling your feet, you felt your ankles, you feel your legs. Take a really deep breath as you just decide to feel your legs and let them relax, let them be still. One thing I like about moving across the body and letting each part of the body be still is it also sets our feelings and our mind up to be still. It's bringing a peace or a calm into us. So feeling your toes and your feet and your ankles and your legs and your knees. Take another deep breath, just letting your legs be at peace. And then we're going to feel our lungs and our diaphragm and the muscles in your abdomen. So take a few more deep breaths. And I know for me, maybe it's because I practiced it, but when I let my mind be in the feeling of the breath moving in and out, it feels really soothing. It's like every moment of this flowing just lets everything relax and feel better. So maybe you can find that or remember that. Or if you're new to meditation, maybe you can just imagine what that's like. Each moment of the flowing breath, letting the whole core of your torso just be really at peace. We'll take one more deep breath. You can feel the muscles around your ribs, your lower back, up into your shoulders. Let your whole body be at peace. And feeling your shoulders now, feeling your arms, feeling your hands and your fingers. Feeling your neck and your head. Being aware of the peace that you've created across your whole body as you take slow, deep breaths. If your eyes are still open, I invite you to close them now. And then just really feel into your body. Enjoy the soothing feeling of your breath. Enjoy feeling your body. Just feeling peace, more peace with each breath. Maybe your body's feeling very relaxed and very calm already. Maybe there's some parts of your body where you notice they're already feeling really relaxed. Maybe it's just a little bit of peace. Whatever you're feeling, just invite you to enjoy it and just feel those good sensations getting better and better. We're going to imagine our body and our feelings being even deeper at peace as you take even deeper and slower breaths. Even deeper, more peaceful breaths. Some people might be having really interesting or amazing sensations flowing through their body. Some people might feel really heavy. Some people might be feeling tingling or magnetic waves. Some people might feel really light, like you're floating. Some people find their arms or their legs feel really big. Or some people feel like their bodies just disappeared, like they're just floating in peace. And I want you to imagine, or set this intention, we relax the body and the feelings and the mind. We're making space to be our best. Like everything that you just calm down. It's like if you had a busy table and you just pushed all the stuff off the table. It's a blank canvas. Maybe not just pushed it off. Everything's just gone back into its right place. You've got this blank canvas now. As you put everything else aside, it's easier to tap into what's important. It's easier to find what you really care about. It's easier for you to envisage peace or confidence, playfulness. We've stepped into this space of freedom. Somebody this week from the group told me that training our mind is freedom. And I encourage them to also imagine that training our mind is freedom and excitement. It's beautiful. How much peace could we create? How much ease could we create? How much playfulness, laughter? How much confidence could we create? So in the spirit of New Year's, I want you just to say to yourself, I'm stepping into this state of mind where I'm free to envisage, free to imagine. I'm stepping in this state where I'm free to imagine. I'm stepping into this state where I'm free to feel great feelings. I'm stepping into this state of mind where I'm free to imagine my best self. And now I could create a space where you could imagine happiness or peace for this year, your exercise goals, how much music you're going to play, how much time in nature you're going to have, how much you're going to work out, how awesome you're going to be when you socialize, what great stuff you're going to do in your work or your studies. We could do all of that. And we will. But I just want us to start. I want you to imagine that this year you care for you at a level more beautiful than you've ever done before. This year you speak kindly to yourself. This year you give yourself, I hope, daily meditations. This year you go deeper into peace deeper into stillness than you ever knew before. This year you regularly connect with this part of you that's caring and inspired. You keep letting it grow and lift you up and inspiring yourself, not just speaking kindly to yourself, but speaking awesomely to yourself. You practice being great. This year is the year where you wonderfully care for yourself, coach yourself, train yourself, step into infinite freedom and let awesomeness flow through you. This is a year that you set up lots of things that keep reminding you and inspiring you to meditate regularly, to speak awesomely to yourself. Maybe vision boards in your house or positive affirmations, maybe reminders on your phone, maybe regular conversations with your friends, intentional inspiration conversations. This is the year where you set it up that if you ever get off the rails, as soon as you notice it, you dive back on. Just be even more awesome. This is a year that you love training yourself with care and with nurture and with excitement, with freedom. Now I'm going to be mostly quiet for a while. And on top of that foundation of you practicing being awesome, inspiring yourself, caring for yourself, meditating regularly to give yourself this freedom, on top of that foundation, what else are you going to imagine? Happiness, confidence, hilariousness, being more skillful, being more fit, being awesome with music, or art, or work. I'm going to let you just imagine whatever you're creating in this year ahead. Whatever thoughts come to mind, step into them. Make them positive as possible. Envisage them. Feel them. Make this meditation powerful. If you need strong breaths or strengthen your posture, keep envisaging all the awesomeness you're going to practice this year. Notice if you're thinking about any problems or bad habits. If you are, I invite you to turn it around. What's the good habit I want to focus on? Am I focusing on being deeply at peace? Am I focusing on prioritizing my goals and dreams? Am I focusing on health, fitness, kindness to myself? As you envisage this year ahead, focus on what you're practicing. You don't even need to focus on what you've let go of. Just focus on what you're practicing instead. So in this whole quiet time, I was mostly focusing on two big things in my life. Just invite you to reflect on the main things you were just focusing on and reaffirm them. Reaffirm what you're going to practice, how you're going to talk to yourself, the feelings you're going to practice in those parts of your life. Now I'm going to say some different areas of your life, and I just invite you to consider some that you hadn't already thought about. So maybe think about your health or your exercise. Maybe you think about your diet and ethics or responsibility. Maybe think about environmentalism or human and animal rights. Maybe think about your career. Maybe think about your friendships and your family. Maybe think about your meditation. Maybe think about your mindfulness. Maybe think about your playfulness, your gymnastics, your dancing. Just pick some other areas of your life and let your creativity just go for a little wander. Ways you're going to enrich yourself. Maybe you saw that there are so many parts of your life where you'd like to meditate on it. So many things you could improve. If that's the case, I want you to think of that as beautiful. That's an invitation for yourself to meditate every day. It's an invitation for you to come in and repaint your inner canvas more beautifully every day. And just to wrap up this meditation, I want you to pick 3 or 4 of the different themes you thought of, and for each one, try and turn it into a positive statement, as if you've been practicing this all year and you've mastered it. I am peaceful in every situation. I dance happily every day. I'm super focused at work. I'm confident wherever I go. I laugh lots. Whatever you are envisaging, turn it into a positive statement that's present tense and it's powerful. And then go through the few main things that happen in your meditation and turn each one of them into a powerful, positive, present tense statement. Maybe make them more powerful. Maybe take strong breaths as you imagine it. Or just set a more positive intention. You'll figure it out. Envisage, feel it being even better. Maybe after tonight's session, you're going to write down these positive statements. Maybe you have more things that you want to think about and write these statements for, and that's great. And I'll invite you to continue that. Draw yourself into meditation and caring about yourself, nurturing and inspiring yourself every day. So at the last tiny little bit of this meditation, this year, it's the year for you. It's a year where you inspire yourself, you care for yourself, you give yourself enough deep peace that it gets better every day. You give yourself enough meditation that it gets beautiful. You're kind to yourself, you're careful with your thoughts. This is a year that you awesomely look after yourself. Now I'm feeling like I want to pump my fists in the air and just celebrate as my way out of the meditation. But I just invite you to do whatever you want to do. You want to stretch, you want to smile, you want to get up and dance, you want to give yourself a gentle hug, you want to ease yourself gently out of the meditation. You want to go down and write down the positive statements you created. Wherever you're at, just bring yourself out of the meditation in a way that celebrates you. You're awesome. So those of you who've been here regularly, you know I really love after the meditation to have some time of sharing. I think it's nice to bask in each other's positivity, or maybe you came up with a positive statement that you want to carry through this year. Maybe you want to share it with yourself and with the world. Maybe you're just feeling good. You want to share that good feeling with everybody. So now we're just going to move into just a little bit of sharing time. I'd love to hear one of the nice things you envisaged, or how you're feeling, or maybe there was something insightful. So Zara's written on the live stream, thank you for the meditation. Wish you all a happy new year. Awesome. Great to have you here, Zara. It's good to see you popping up on the live stream. We've missed you. Would anyone else like to share?
Well, for me, I'm waking up with awesome energy every morning, every day.
Great. Your audio's a little funny today, Deru. But yeah, you were saying waking up with awesome energy every day. That sounds awesome. One thing I've seen that works really, really well for that, because it's such a very specific habit, is to get a bit ridiculous in the way you train yourself with it. So lie down, pretend you're all cozy in bed, take some meditative breaths, and then just literally rehearse, just waking up. Woohoo! And if you do that like 50 times, just be silly about it and just like wake up as wild as you can. The next day, you're just like, wow, I'm awake. Yeah. It's an amazing training. And yeah, you might find just even one day of that is enough that tomorrow you'll wake up wildly. And if you do that regularly, you will get awesome results. So thanks for sharing.
Ooh, I'm definitely going to have to try that. Yeah. I had a friend who used to wake up with a war cry every morning. He'd scream and go running through the hallway every morning, and that's how we'd know he was up.
Yeah, look out, world, here I come. Sounds great. All right, so Messiah Isha shared, I'm holding hands with gratitude, and it will never let me go. Let's all take a moment to imagine just such beautiful gratitude, and your relationship with gratitude. It's just like it's there, an ever-present part of you.
I'll chime in too. The meditation was great. I really enjoyed it. I focused mostly on improving my emotional well-being, my motivations, and self-reflecting on the year before as opposed to after. And I know that dwelling on the past is not always a healthy endeavor, but I think it's good to basically look in and recognize what achievements I've made over the past year and apply those to the future.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to share? Awesome. Well, I hope that everyone enjoyed the meditation, as not just the people who shared. And I hope that idea of this year being one where you wonderfully care about yourself. If this meditation had some moments that were really nice, I hope you revisit those moments every day. Just make them better and better. And I hope there's some part of each one of you that can understand or envisage like the power of this, what you practice works, and that you let that part just get more awesome. Maybe you're already good at it, and I want you to imagine beautiful enlightenment. You make the space for the most profound peace, happiness, joy you can imagine. Or maybe you've had a couple of good results from positive thinking and meditation, and you let yourself really embrace that and decide to just really apply it to where you need to. You give yourself beautiful peace every day. Or maybe you're brand new to it, and I hope you get excited and curious. Wow, what would it be like to give myself some stillness each day? What would it be like to imagine being super confident every day? Like, how good would it feel to just be at peace wherever I go? Wow, it feels really good. Or how good would it be in my sport to just imagine playing really well, just try training my body with awesome. And then when that works, it's wild. You then start to think of your whole body differently. You start to think of your potential differently. So I hope everybody is more excited than I can see on your avatars. And Ed, not just here in the VR, but also on the live stream, has sent a love heart out to all of us. Messiah just sent out a love heart in here in VR. How about we just have a little emoji fest for everyone out there on the live stream as well. And as we're all here just swimming in these positive emojis, I just invite you to meditate on it. What if every morning I just sat there and imagined just swimming in laughter emojis and love hearts and peace emojis just flying all around me? I can do beautiful things in my imagination. I'm going to do amazing things in my imagination. And they found that a lot of our subconscious, it can't even tell the difference between what we imagine vividly and what we've actually done. You know, maybe you've woken up from a scary dream and you feel for a little while scared, or you've probably seen people watch a movie and they cry with bliss at the beauty of just this story. Like, imagined things impact us. And so if you imagine vividly rehearsing being perfect peace, or being more confident, or being more playful, what you imagine regularly is literally training your subconscious. It's creating new memories, transforming yourself. So I want to inspire all of you for that. Amazer, have you got something you want to say? If you do, there might be a red microphone. You can push the bottom button on your left hand and it will turn it into a white microphone. So Messiah Ishu just typed, I carried around love and eventually love found me. So I now have more than one of it. We are loving. Beautiful. Yeah, and the positivity we practice, you're not just doing it for yourself. When you let it feel great, it overflows onto the people around you. Does anyone have any questions from the meditation, or any questions on the practice, Or maybe you thought of something you want to improve, but you just couldn't see it positively. You'd like to hear some ideas of how to turn it into a positive. I'd love to hear questions or feedback or anything. Ariel?
I guess I feel that I have certain thoughts that are always very persistent in my head, that are sources of stress and things that I'm feeling myself being pulled in directions away from just being happy, being myself. And it feels like no matter what I do, I can't escape those thoughts. They always come back, especially when it comes to relationships with other people. And I guess that's on my mind right now, and I'm always being drawn back to those thoughts. And I'm wondering
I actually have,
if there's...
I think, some very helpful response to that. It might sound simple, but it's worked for me. So I heard 3 things. Thoughts that, how did you describe it? Cause stress, something like that. Especially around relationships, and that they keep drawing you in. So I'm going to respond to those 3 points. Now this might sound really simple, but if you're to tell yourself, my thoughts help me, my thoughts lift me up. If you just keep telling your mind that every day, you'll find that you start having super helpful thoughts coming up. And then when those unhelpful thoughts come up, a big part of your brain will be like, yeah, that's not like me. And it will kind of interrupt them, because this image of your thoughts being helpful for you will get bigger and bigger. It might take some weeks, but if you just many times a day, my thoughts are helpful, my thoughts feel good, I grow confident thoughts. Just keep giving yourself that idea. And it retrains your subconscious to start doing it. Now, you also said around relationships, so you might want to create some positive thoughts around relationships. Ones that worked for me, because I used to have a lot of unhelpful thoughts around relationships. But some were like, I care about people, and they can feel that, and so we care about each other. I'm at peace with people around me. I help other people around me feel good. I have fun in my... I'm not sure which kinds of relationships you're talking about. I have fun in my friendships. I have fun in my relationships. I have a good time. When I'm having a good time, other people have a good time. So whatever it is that you would see improve your relationships, try telling yourself that. Make that the incessant thought that happens, the positive one you choose. And just watch what happens. It's pretty amazing when you just train that into your mind. Your mind is your friend. Your thoughts that arise are helping you. And you could come up with some about having great relationships, feeling good. You also said these unhelpful thoughts are like drawing you in, they're incessant. So you could have something like, when I notice a thought that's not helpful, I just turn it around and strongly think a positive, helpful thought. So you tell yourself that regularly, and anytime you see one of these unhelpful thoughts, do that. Be like, hang on, I'm going to practice the positive alternative. And I could explain why that works and how awesome it is, but really I just want to leave it with that. My mind's my friend. Something around, I have caring relationships, I feel good with people, I can build relationships of trust and openness, and my mind keeps making more helpful thoughts. Just keep telling yourself that every day, and check in with me soon. Maybe it's already worked better than you could even imagine, or maybe we can just like fine tune it a little bit to make it more effective. How does that sound?
That sounds helpful. Yeah.
Awesome. And when you're saying it to yourself, as much as you can, imagine that it's worked and like how good that would be. So you feed that good feeling into yourself, then that kind of like drives it to happen more. And at first you might not be able to imagine what it's like, but just try. And after a little bit, you're like, oh yeah, that is starting to feel good. And then it's feeling better. And then it feels even better. Like for everybody, imagine if you thought of your mind as like your best friend, your guru, your awesomeness coach. All the thoughts you had, all the feelings you had were constantly lifting you up into a better way of being. And that is where I want all of us to get to. Your consciousness is just a force of awesomeness constantly in yourself. So thanks for sharing, Ariel. I think that's something that's actually great for all of us. Now, I think someone else over there had a hand up. Was that you, Otha, or Deru, or Zappy? Oh, lots of you. Who's first? You can... Zappy, let's hear it.
May I see myself out?
Sure.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Happy New Year, and hope to see you again soon.
Happy New Year.
Deru.
Yes, I wanted to say, for me, another helpful thing I do is whenever I find myself thinking negative thoughts, I will often say, thank you, Shadow Side. You have helped me become more mindful. Now I am more powerful as a result. So that's just one way I deal with the negative thoughts, but that's in addition to those wonderful suggestions, of course, that you have, Neo checks. I just wanted to add that.
So, to reiterate, is when you see a thought that's not helpful, you're grateful that you've become more mindful. You're more empowered at seeing what's happening. Cool, thank you. Yeah. Otha, did you have a hand up? Well, just know you're always welcome. We'd love to hear from you, whatever you want to ask or share. Messiah's writing something. All right. Those parts of us are to have light shed on them. And when there's awareness, it leads to peace. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Ariel, Messiah, let me know if I'm reflecting this back in the way you meant. But Ariel, if I was to reflect what Messiah just said, perhaps as well as just saying the positive, you can look at those other thoughts and try and shine light onto them. Like, when it came to relationships, everybody's thinking terrible things about me. It's like, well, am I going around thinking terrible things about everybody? Oh, no, I'm not. So other people probably aren't either. Wow, maybe people are all just trying to have a good time. And that just made me feel a lot more okay about everybody. And so maybe some of these other thoughts, you could actually look at them mindfully and try and like just shine some love, some wisdom onto them. And maybe that might be enough for you to just like laugh about them or release them or turn them around. Yeah. So combining mindfulness with creating something awesome, I've actually found to be like an amazing synergy. Thanks for the great question and for everything everyone shared afterwards. Would anyone else like to ask a question or share something? Anyone out there on the live stream? All right, now, Pops.
I have a question that I think could be maybe beneficial to some people. I know the theme of tonight was New Year's resolution and working towards uh, improving oneself, or that was some of the theme. And I was curious what you might say to people that have made many attempts in the past with that, but were not successful, and maybe they're disheartened at even trying to continue that because they have made many New Year's resolutions and then maybe they weren't, for one reason or another, able to follow through on those.
Thanks, Pops. I think you were out of the temple when I addressed that, but I'm happy to say it again, and I hope it's a good reminder for everyone else, is that I was saying that I actually think New Year's resolutions are most of the time a waste of time. You say it once, and then you've got this one thought in your head, and then you've also got like 10,000 other habits. And so this one New Year's resolution just gets lost in amongst all the other habits. It's not really going to help. And so what I was advocating tonight was I want us to make a really strong image of what we want to become. So it's not just some sentence. I hope you all spent time imagining, seeing, feeling the changes you want. It's bigger than just an idea. It's a whole set of stuff. But even then, let's say that's 10 thoughts of positivity on this one change. And then you've still got the hundreds or thousands of other thoughts and habits and feelings and attitudes. So for this one to win, you got to meditate on it every day. You got to rehearse it. You got to keep saying it. You got to grow it. You got to like pump yourself up into it to make that bigger and bigger and stronger so that it's then bigger than all of the other habits. I was saying to everybody that someone from the community was talking to me about anxiety this week, and they might set a resolution to like be free from anxiety. But actually, just saying that every now and then, if they then spend a bunch of time doing anxiety, it's not really going to help. And so, firstly, saying I want to be free from anxiety or have less anxiety, that's still like engaging with anxiety. The first step is to be like, well, actually, what do I want to have instead? You got to turn it into something positive. So I am a peaceful person. I can be calm in any situation. Something like that. Or I meditate into beautiful peace or profound bliss or equanimity. I meditate in there enough that I have these awesome feelings just available all the time. You turn it into something powerfully positive. And then you practice that every day. So it's just with you all the time, that it keeps getting stronger. And I mean like 5 or 10 or 20 minutes every day. And you just make that beautiful peace so strong when anxiety comes up. You can just like be like, oh, well, whatever, cool. I'm choosing to focus on peace now. I'm peaceful. That other stuff's in the past. I'm just going to keep practicing peace until it just takes over. I'm a peaceful, calm, confident dude. Wherever I go, I bring the feelings that I want. And not just a meditation once a day, you can also prime yourself. Like before you go to a situation where you'll be meeting new people, on your way there, you get yourself ready. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be expressive. I'm going to be positive. So you create this positive thought, you practice it every day, and then whenever you're going to need it, you get that part of you ready. You know, if you go play sport, you warm up first. You do some light exercises. Same thing, you're going to a party, like smile first, have a little laugh, move your body, warm up your positivity. You want to be focused on your way to work. Imagine being confident. Imagine responding with a great memory, with precision, with assertiveness. You're on your way to an exam. Imagine being really focused, reading really calmly. Your whole mind is just answering the questions and being focused. Whatever it is, you warm yourself up. Whenever you're stepping into anything, let your best self have a chance to shine when it's easier, and then it's ready to shine when you need it. So yeah, it definitely wasn't just saying, think of New Year's resolution. We wanted to envisage something's good and then decide to practice it every day. And this was at the start of the meditation, maybe you missed it. I was saying the most important thing that I'm setting for everybody, and I hope many of you will agree with it, so make this year the year of caring for yourself, to be your own awesome coach, to decide that your thoughts are your own friend. Your thoughts help you. You're training your mind to look after yourself awesomely. Give yourself a meditation every day. Practice being great every day. Explore how awesome it is to make the positive parts of you so wildly strong. So that was like the opening foundation that I wanted to then build all the other positive changes upon. And Pops, for your question.
The audio, I just was lost in my own head a little.
Okay. Cool. And as for if someone has tried meditation, positive thinking, and didn't get results, the first thing I'd say is you probably got results in some areas, and then the places where you didn't maybe have caught your attention. And I'll invite you just keep remembering the places where you did get results. Focus on the positive, and then you'll get more of that. And also spend time with the friends that lift you up. Have friends that you talk to each day where you try to inspire them. You spread some positivity to them, and it rubs off back on you. Maybe you'll even find a friend where they also want to give that back to you. Was that an okay answer to your question? Would you have a follow-up question?
Oh yeah, great answer. The sound I made, what I was pondering on is like the everlasting challenge of finding lifelong friends. You know, that seems to cycle every few years for most people I know.
Well, it doesn't have to be lifelong friends. It'd be just the friends that are here now. But I think you find that if you have friends based on encouragement and trust, you'll have more friends that last longer. And maybe you have friends where it's great for a while and then you fade away. But if your friendship was based on encouragement and positivity and honesty and openness, I've often found if I reach out to friends I haven't seen for a while, they're happy to hear from me. And then every now and then, some of those, the friendship like re-blossoms. And so I find many friendships go in like waves over the years. And once you've had a few waves with a friend, you know that you'll probably have many more waves for many years to come.
I like that. That's a cool way of putting it.
Thanks for the question. And I hope that just hearing that, everyone, again, that take these positive ideas and practice them every day. Visualize them as clearly as you can see it. Feel it in your body. Try to imagine how it feels. Talk to yourself positively. Imagine the attitude you'd have. Like we were talking about being cool and calm wherever you go. Imagine what kind of attitudes that person would have walking into a party. Like, it would be completely different to the kind of attitudes that someone would have who's having anxiety. They walk in and be like, oh, who am I going to meet? I'm going to have a good time. I'm just curious what kind of fun I'm going to have. Or if you're imagining being better at sport, what's the kind of attitude to walk out on the field with confidence and just excited to have a good time? Let yourself get into the mindset of what you're creating. Say it to yourself. Visualize it. Think of the attitudes. Feel the feelings. Fully rehearse it with as many senses and ways of being as possible. Just transform every part of yourself by actively rehearsing it. And if you spend 5 or 10 or 20 minutes on that every day, you're going to find so many different ways to think about and feel and rehearse the awesome transformation that you're creating. Cool. Welcome, Bunny. We've just done a meditation on self-transformation, especially for New Year's Eve, envisaging an awesome 2024 and focusing on being our own best friend, talking awesomely to ourselves, rehearsing confidence and awesomeness, and trying to be that force for good in the people around us, encouraging people around us, being kind to the people around us, having friends where you help them be more aware of how they talk to themselves so that we can all be more amazing. Cool. Any other questions or comments? It's almost time for our closing meditation. Got a little challenge for those of you who've been sitting there quietly, especially regulars. I'd love to know what's on your mind. I'd love to. I care about you. So whatever you've been thinking about, maybe just start sharing a bit and then see what comes out. Venga? Thanks for the love hearts. Oh, another set of love hearts.
Well, I have a random
Oh yeah,
thought.
Pops.
If
Let's
no
hear your
one
random.
wants to comment.
Yeah.
My random thought is I'm very curious with. I see the level of technology now, and I was so curious if it sounds so far-fetched to me when I watched shows growing up and I read books about like a utopia existing, you know? And then there's also stories where like there's a utopia, but it's really not. Like there's a utopia inside a bubble of a dystopia. But I wonder if like we could have a utopia in this world with the level of technology we have, because the software and the things that we can do now, it's so amazing. It'd be pretty amazing.
So I think actual utopias have and do exist. There are beautiful Buddhist ashrams where pretty much everyone's some kind of enlightenment. There's yoga sanctuaries where the flow every day is just good vibes. There are hippie communities. Some certainly have their problems, but I'm sure there are some hippie communities where it's just fun, easygoing, sweetness all the time. I live in Silicon Valley. There are circles of friends, and yes, they pop up and fade away, but there are groups where for a while they have regular meetups that have awesome tech, super positivity, and super inspiration. So I think pockets of
really
wonderful
fun.
culture are possible. Buddhist sanctuaries and hippie communes aren't necessarily the high-tech utopias you're talking about. But yeah, I think more and more people
For
are going to create circles of friends that have awesome tech and awesome culture, or communities that have awesome culture and have more technology. I'm sure within some companies, they have loads of awesome stuff. They're all working towards a great goal. They've got great resources. So just people creating more of that. And when you've got a circle of friends where things are working well, really cherish it. Be gentle and careful with it so that we can just create more and more of those pockets. If the world filled up with those pockets, we'd have a global utopia. So it's just about us making as many of those pockets as possible. You also mentioned in the films like the dystopias where it's like a little bubble of goodness where outside the externalities are actually pretty bad. So I think we should all try and be careful. Like, what are our actions doing to others? Try and live in a way that's kind to the environment, that's kind to other species, that's kind to other humans. But yeah, often they add that, just it makes drama in the movie. I would love it if more of our media was trying to inspire people to actually envisage awesome and then live awesome. The number of precautionary tales in our movies vastly outweighs the amount of inspiration that we could have. So, try and see that awesomeness, bring it into your own life, while also being careful of others. That's my thoughts about what you just said.
Cool.
And here we are in a virtual temple all over the world, meditating on awesomeness. Some people, especially a few years ago, would have said that this is an impossible utopia right now. And in a few years where we've all got robots massaging us and doing all our chores, would you be sitting there going, one day we're going to have 3D printed food and it's just not good enough yet? Things are already pretty amazing. So as Messiah Isho was saying, let's have some gratitude of how great things are. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, you've seen the large language models can answer any question, make poetry for you, write software for you. In the last few years, they've got amazing. I'm pretty sure in the next few years, robotics is going to be also just as amazing. The AI is about to just take off. I went for a drive in a self-driving car last week. No driver at all in the front. It was the safest drive I've ever been in. I would trust it more than pretty much any other driver. And all these things we've been envisaging sometime in the next few years, or at least the next few decades, wild things are going to happen beyond what we can imagine right now. So let's all meditate as much as possible so we're ready to ride the wave of technology and spread enlightenment everywhere we can go. Thanks for the interesting question, Pops. It's pretty wild that we're hanging out in virtual reality in this beautiful temple. It's a lifelong dream of mine, and now we're living it. So it's pretty beautiful. One thing that really amazes me, many of you might have noticed it, if you give someone a hug in virtual reality, they're not even there, but somehow most of the time I feel like I'm actually giving the person a hug. That's so wild. Maybe today after the session, if anyone wants to have a hug, we can have a hug and
it's almost like the feeling of the mental connection of both wanting to hug each other is almost as strong as the actual physical presence of the hug.
I think that combined with just a little trick of our brain that we feel like there is some presence, it's enough to feel it. Yeah. But I've hung out with meditating hippies who sent
just as real as anything else.
Yeah, I've hung out with meditating hippies who've sent each other hugs and they both feel it just as much. So yeah, absolutely. The feeling and the intention is absolutely enough to do it. Hey Dira, your voice modulation today has been a little bit more like Darth Vader or more intense. So sometimes I almost can't understand what you're saying. But I think I heard you just say then the feeling or the intention is just as real. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do our closing meditation. I'm going to make it fast. I want to make it powerful. And then we can all have some hugs and go out and make an awesome year ahead. So, everybody check in with the posture that you were in the first meditation. Jiggle your butt, jiggle your legs, pull up your spine, feel yourself just sitting in a way that feels great. I've already closed my eyes. Get your body ready, close your eyes when you can. Take a really deep breath. Say to yourself, my thoughts are my friend. My mind is my friend. Positive feelings arise inside me. I keep training more and more beautiful ways to be. My thoughts are my friend. My feelings are my friend. My mind is my friend. Good ideas keep coming up in me. I practice being awesome. I practice being peace. I'm encouraging and kind in my relationships. I'm honest and encouraging and assertive with myself. I'm honest and kind and assertive with others. I practice compassion and understanding and caring. I imagine the kinds of friendships, the kinds of relationships I want to have. I create the kinds of interactions that I want to have. My mind is my friend. My thoughts are my friends. Positive thoughts arise in me. I'm practicing being who I want to be. It feels so good to rehearse being who I choose. This year is my year. I care about me. I meditate beautifully every day. I create helpful feelings every day. I'm awesome at training my mind. I'm awesome at training my feelings. care about me. Whatever happens, I work my way through it. Dedicating this year, I'm awesome. I'm kind to myself. I practice positive change every day. I'm peace. I'm confidence. Any old habits or feelings that don't serve me, I dedicate to turning them around and practicing the positive alternative. I feel it in my gut. I am choosing awesome. I practice awesome. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my breath. I feel it in my muscles. I feel it in my thoughts. I feel it in my whole self. And every day I'll revisit this, training myself. I'm awesome.
Doing a meditation session. I just wanted to see.
Make your meditation so beautiful that it rubs off on other people. Give yourself a beautiful gift every day. Happy New Year, everybody.